Hello again, everybody. It is time for another Naked Spaghetti episode, and we're still stuck on a boat. Which means we gotta figure out who killed our best friend, because our best friend got murdered. We don't know by who, though.
Murdered. Hold on.
So we have to figure out who did it. We have no idea. But we did find out that there's a Russian ballerina on board that snuck onto the boat to flee from Russia. So we also ran into a couple of Russian sailors. We also ran into Hosanaga, the detective from the previous case. And we met the illustrious Herlock Sholmes, who we had to help in his deductions because he got them wrong. So we're going to try to see if we can help out again. It's just going to be me and Sylph tonight. And we are going to be continuing on with part 2 of case 2. So, with that being said, we are going to go on further. And let's get started with this. As you could see, the opening screen also changes backgrounds depending on the case you're on, it looks like. So it's good to see that everything is still there from the previous one because of the boat that we're on right now. So let's see what we got in store for us this time. So Sylph had to step away for a second, so until she gets back, I will be doing all the voices. Oh, looks like we got somebody following. I don't know who that was, but that's pretty cool.
Judge Judy Slayer.
Oh, we got
And I am back.
And hi. So, I didn't even say anything yet, so I didn't say any voices yet. So, thank you, Judge
All right.
Judy Slayer.
Someone just wanted to give Elliot some treats. That's all.
Ah, there we go. All right, so.
All right. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that.
I wish we managed to find some clues to what that speckled band might be.
It's frozen. Oh.
Oh.
It's
Try it
kind of okay. All right. We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door.
Not unless we do a Russian leg sweep. He's clearly glaring at us as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute.
What is it?
Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? I'm over here.
Oh, yes. He's completely disappeared.
When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Alright, so now we gotta figure out exactly what we're gonna be doing next for this grand
I
old
wouldn't be
time.
surprised if this version was like a pickpocket before. It's like they got some good stealth going on there.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only place we can really go now is Cosimo's
Actually,
cabin.
that'd be a fascinating story. A former thief who, through a bunch of weird situations, becomes a detective.
Well, that would be interesting. I mean, I happen to know what happens because I've seen, like, the original dialogue for this game before this even came out in the States. So,
You mean the fan translation, or?
yes. But the thing is, I've only seen it one time, so I kind of lost memory of everything that happened. So, some things will be a surprise to me.
Yeah.
It looks like they're still investigating in here.
Yes, on that subject. I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed.
What do you mean, unscathed?
Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you.
Oh, yes. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know.
Never know, never know, never know.
Yeah, right?
Like, I know that's supposed to be a chicken, but it looks like someone's arm.
On the bottom?
Yeah,
Like
like
right
the
here?
food.
Oh.
Yeah.
It could be chicken left over, but oh wait, no, that's not right because they said there wasn't chicken on here. All right, let's go find out what Hosonaga has to say for himself.
Oh, shit.
Ah, you're back. It's Spectre.
What happened to you? Your face is...
Please, don't worry about it. They're just scratches. Made by a bear, maybe. Yes, I was wrestling a bear. How did you figure that out? Apparently, they keep the bear down in the bottom half of this boat. And there is a secret wrestling ring inside of there as well. Anybody that finishes wrestling the bear gets 150,000 yen. Anyway. When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to.
Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin.
Yes, so I understand.
Oh.
I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We could tell you what we found out. Yes, let's do it. What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Would he be considered a simp at this point?
I don't know. I mean, she's like maybe a fanatic. She's 16 or 15. She's like a kid.
Oops. I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case at least. Oh? How? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Oops. Now I've definitely upset him.
Wait, wasn't there a kind of crime that a certain former angel committed by Just saying, I'm not religious or anything, but just saying.
They tend to keep that portion out.
Oh.
I think it might be
Of
somewhere
course.
towards the back.
Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful?
If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I just keep watching here, trying not to take my eyes off the job.
Oh, I see.
Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what?
Yes, do tell us, Inspector. Please.
What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Bureau's medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report. Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report?
Kazuma-sama.
So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report.
His neck was broken.
Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see.
All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left.
Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I?
More than that, this dude took a beat down.
I saved your life. I mean, my life from saving your life.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he?
Yes. He seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. But then, he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored.
I don't know why, but I'm imagining. You know that scene in The Grinch where he's slithering on the ground to take the presents?
Yes.
That's what I'm imagining.
How Sherlock Holmes stole Christmas. Are you having a holly jolly Christmas, Dr. Watson? Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes, just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish! That's all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass. Do you see?
Perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark. Do you think?
Ah, yes, that must be it. But how could Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish?
Ow! Sorry.
That leaves me cold, I'm afraid.
Cat.
Ah. I have no idea. What is it, Sasato-san?
Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue.
Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red, then?
Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him.
Oh! Does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffled on the floor? That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you.
Poor Inspector. You look exhausted.
Oh, no. Well, I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. Alright, onward to future destiny. Where do we go to next? Into the hallway.
Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san. Seaman Stroganoff has gone.
Strong enough?
The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
All these Russian names are impossible to remember. Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la-li-la-li-la-lay. I did the great detective way.
This caroling. I know that lark-like voice.
Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us.
Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate.
Definitely. Before that stringy knot crewman comes back. I'm right here, you know.
He just appears right behind, like, you're already dead.
Do you think this is a problem?
It's Stroganoff, not Stringy Knot.
Actually, I prefer stringy knots a little bit more. I don't know why, but I tend to like my nicknames that people give me. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just looking at the books over here.
Just setting the vibe. Oh, crud. Got a line with burger in the mouth. Hold on.
I love burgers. We have them all the time here in England. I want a burger. Well, we don't have burgers in Russia. Can you at least make us some on this fucking this trip? Well, I don't know exactly how to make them, but I can make you a Krabby Patty. Is it like burger? Oh, it's got everything you want.
Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes. Look.
Wow, you never know where he's gonna turn up next, do you?
He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself.
We didn't start the fire.
I was thinking more of the whistle while you work thing. Ow!
Are you okay?
Yeah,
Tra la la, dear, dear, lay. I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us?
or he's simply in extremely high spirits.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky her luck was about.
I wish I could show you this right now, but I have a little spray bottle thing. And Elliot's swinging his little arm at the water.
Bad water, bad!
Just imagine this tiny cat doing that. Standing on his back legs. It's just.
If only we could show it. If only we could show it. Excuse me. I solved it all, and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now's as good a time as any. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now, could you put those fists away?
But he wants to go punching.
Well, maybe they should have the wrestle the bear down in the basement.
Right. Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you.
Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in study of the ship's log, as penned by the stocky-built crewman who's usually on guard here.
Oh, yes. The ship's log.
And did you find out anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry?
Screw you.
Your logic, my boy, is inverted.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman of stands sentry in the first-class passageway, and he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes?
Nothing to report.
Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report.
Do you mean...
Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post.
What kind of circumstances? What happened?
That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file.
Alright.
Now
Hey,
that...
probably no supervisor got annoyed and was like, hey, stop writing nothing to report.
I am sorry. What do you want me to do? I stand around here all night and nothing happens. What, you want me to just say, I scratched my head at 2 a.m.? Is that what you want me to put? Arr, anything will do, mate. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes Sholmes. Brilliance! Ooh, ouch.
Didn't
What
break
is
his
it?
spine.
Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more.
Gasp. Oh, great. Is everyone getting sick? Is there...
I guess. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Is something wrong, Sasato-san? You seem lost in thought.
It's just... Well, I feel the same.
Sorry?
Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing.
Oh, you too? Okay, now we gotta figure out how we've been getting all these headaches. Maybe there's some aspirin inside her cabin. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Sasato-san. Oh! Where's she gone? Hey! What are you doing? Those are her private things.
There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can.
I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake.
Not just for Kazuma-sama.
What do you mean?
It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there.
Really?
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. By ourselves if we have to.
Yes, we will.
Wait, is the case empty?
It looks like it. Whatever was in there doesn't look like it's there anymore.
Naruhodo-san, are you there?
Sorry? I'm right here, yes. Why?
Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home.
Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know.
Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes.
I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside.
Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it?
No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside.
And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door either.
I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me.
Right, hold on a second. I think someone wants to go somewhere. What's wrong, baby? Alright, here you go. Here you go. I know you like that.
Elliot likes to play around a lot. That's Soph's cat, by the way, in case anybody's listening for the first time.
Alright, sorry.
All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one.
Do you think that's the god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though.
It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door in Kazuma's cabin.
Perhaps. It's no. Oh. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase.
I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company?
Hey, some people do dancing for therapeutic reasons.
Yeah.
Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage. Oh.
Renosuke smash.
That's a heavy accusation there.
Not everything bad that happens on the ship is because of me, you know.
Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray.
There we go.
Like, if it's not a cat, I'm gonna eat a shoe.
What if the cat is named Shu? Oh, wait, that's another Phoenix Wright game.
Wrong era.
Ah, yes, they've displayed in this cabin, too. Look, the SS Bureau's rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean.
I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine.
I just hope Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard.
Oh, yes. So do I. So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door.
Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room.
Ah, maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm.
Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning.
That is a possibility. Anyway, last night Cosmo wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. There's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin, too.
Yes, it's a belt cord. I can't resist.
She barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug, too.
No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come.
We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret. Though I don't feel like answering bell today.
The Sopranos are on. Screw you. Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open.
It's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there.
Yes, a friend that she has to keep secret.
Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the USS Bureau. I keep saying USS. I keep thinking this is Star Trek for some reason.
Oops.
The SS Enterprise has kidnapped. Anyway, I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now?
What's that?
Shut
I
down the...
don't.
Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile fore. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands, brace for impact.
What the?
I think we're about to crash into another ship.
What?
I can't stand.
Sasato-san, wait.
Hold on to me.
Sasato-san, are you all right? Are you injured at all?
I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san.
It looks like we avoided a collision.
I think.
Yes, the ship has come to a stop.
Oh my goodness. What about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine.
Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance.
Batman.
Oh, that sounds like...
Inspector Hosonaga. He's Batman.
Yes, I've been secretly Batman this entire time. Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly. What? The bolt?
Wait a minute. Look at that.
The door's bolted. Did you do that, Sasato-san?
No, I didn't touch it.
Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again.
Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in?
Let me take in the scene first. I better tidy this place up first. Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery, at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart.
That was short.
Yes, because next part is going to be the grand finale of this case.
Oh.
Yes, this is the first time in Ace Attorney history where a case does not end with a court trial. It is a pure investigation all the way through.
Nice.
Except if you count the Miles Edgeworth games. But in the ones that have trials in it, this is the first one where it's all going to come down to basically providing evidence at the end of the day. So,
Oh, okay.
because we're on a boat, there's no look. If the boat had a courtroom, I'd be like, okay, all right, really.
I mean, hey, they could do a makeshift courtroom.
Well, actually, in the anime for Ace
no.
Attorney, they did do a court trial on a train.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was like one of those, like, we're making this for the show type of case. All right, well, next time around, the grand finale of Case 2 will be underway. And there's going to be a lot of deduction, and then we'll find out exactly who did it. And next time around, we'll probably have Mooney and Circus on. So we'll definitely see a lot more of them and their reactions when they find out who did it. But until next time, for me and Sylph, remember, if you're going to eat your naked spaghetti, if you need to add some flavor to it, butter is the only way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, we are going to be rating Pumpkin Days with after this stream is cut off. And so once that comes up, Pumpkin Days will go right into it if you're watching it on Twitch. But if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, you won't be seeing that. You'll just be seeing this video. So tune in next week when we will go to the exciting finale of Case 2 for everything that's going to be happening with this game and for this case. We'll find out who finally killed Kazuma. So until next
All right,
time,
everyone.
we'll see you
Take
next time.
care.
Bye-bye.